That's true too. Midnight Reaper does have good synergy with Sorin. Alright. Black-White Aristocrats. This deck got a few new tools in the new set. The first is that we got Cruel Celebrant, and this is actually a card I'm on the fence on in this archetype. I'm not 100% convinced that Black-White Aristocrats wants this card. So this is a card that's very aggressive. And in my experience playing this archetype, this is an archetype that tends to be a little bit more mid-rangey, generate card advantage with things like Midnight Reaper and Seraph and now Sorin. So I'm not 100% convinced that this is really worth its slot as a way to kind of burn people out. We've also got a bunch of God-Eternal Oketra here at the top. This is kind of a must-answer card. Our deck has 31 creatures in it, so anytime you not only does this card have a good stat line on its own, but anytime you untap with it, we're very likely to start making 4/4s with our other stuff. Someone commented Cast Down versus the Mortifies. Yeah, I kind of like all Mortifies in the main. That's a good suggestion. There's enough enchantments running around that not having a dead Cast Down against, like, Reclamation or Esper Control sounds appealing. Yeah, I'm not saying it's useless per se. Like, obviously cards have applications in lots of spots. I'm just saying I feel like on average that card is not something that I'm interested in doing. Yeah, the fact that Oketra has a bow and not reach is definitely a flavor fail. That's very true. Pretty easy mulligan. I guess I keep this on the draw with the scry. London mulligans falling down, falling down, falling down. London mulligans falling down now, please, Watsy. Look at that. Immediately rewarded for playing more Mortifies. Pay your dues. Is playing individually weak cards always lose in form with Erasure / Thought Thieves. I think it's not so much related to cards like Erasure and Thoughtseize, so much as playing individually weak cards is bad in formats that are interactive. And this current standard format I would definitely define as the good decks are either very fast or interactive, neither of which encourages you to play individually weak cards.
The moon looks intriguing to me. I think you will find my notes helpful.
Hey, look. My opponent cast double Demonic Tutor that's going to gain them a bunch of life. Weird. Weird.
No one asked for your input.
My experience so far playing black-white mid-range and control decks this season is that they're not competitive without blue because of the Nexus matchup. So we'll see if that continues to be the case. I did, Gorks.
The storied past holds our future.
Look at that. Their Tamio gained them 7 and drew them 2 cards. Oh. Oh, gonna draw them way more cards than that. Got it. Excellent. Yay, Fog. Yay, Magic. And this is the part where they plus and name Nexus of Fate. The fact that she puts the cards in the bin too instead of putting them on the bottom of the deck means that they get to thin their deck with every plus is just so absurd. Davriel out of the side is insane against the Nexus deck. I completely disagree with your assessment, Gorks. The Nexus deck frequently has extra cards in their hand that aren't particularly valuable. The Nexus deck isn't really a card quantity deck so much as it wants specific pieces.
The past is never forgotten.
Hey, look, they played another one and picked their fog back up, so I can again do nothing. Yay! Yay! Maybe with Cruel Celebrant and... Maybe with Cruel Celebrant and Priest of the Forgotten Gods, we can just drain our opponent out here. Interesting that they sent Tithe Taker back to my hand and not, 1%? Y'all, Plague Crafter is nice for this. Plague Crafter is actually really bad in this format. Because one of the many text lines on Tamiyo is your opponent can't make you sacrifice stuff, in case you are unaware. One of the many lines of text on this card is your Plague Crafter is embarrassing.
To the library.
I mean, I don't just want to concede here because I want to see how the matchup actually plays out, right? Like, my goal here is to learn and give feedback on a deck that someone submitted for how does it feel against the format. Like, if we play and it feels like we don't have tools and we're helpless, I won't play the match the second time, but I think it's important that I play it the first time here. Yay, another fog! Yay! I mean, they're dead next turn through a fog, so hopefully we get a next turn. There's only 34 cards in our deck, though, and they have a Tamiyo with 4 Nexus of Fate, so... And this is like, you know, this is why I'm playing this matchup, is because, like, I talked about Cruel Celebrant potentially seeming bad, but here, it's the reason we're in this game, right? Because their fogs aren't good enough. So, like, if this matchup could be the reason we want to keep this card. Like, we kill them with Priest of Forgotten Gods activation next turn. Yeah, like, worth noting, putting the Mortifies in the main was also relevant here. This is not a God-Eternal matchup. This is not a Seraph for the Scales matchup. Probably is a Sorin matchup for picking my little poopers back up. I don't know, Slemon. That's why I don't have the answers. There's a lot of people that stream games like Magic that pretend they have all the answers. I'm not one of them. I'm sitting here, like, practicing, trying to figure out what in the heck's going on and what's good and bad, just like the rest of you. Cast down for Ooze. Now, I have Mortify and I have Despark. That's pretty flexible. I also have Priest of the Forgotten Gods as a way to cover that. Is Bell-Haunt better than Seraph? I don't know. Seraph hits in the air for a little bit more damage. And she gives us more bodies for Priest. This doesn't work when they have Tamiyo in play also, which I think is a reason to not play it. Tamiyo also prevents them from being discarded. Card's got so much text on it. I don't know about maybe Sneep is an overstatement. The hand plays though. That's the absolute worst draw in our deck. If our deck's gonna draw more lands, we want them to be white lands. Yeah, Tamiyo shuts off 2/3 of Eldest Reborn. She shuts off the sacrifice and the discard. Eldest Reborn is 5 mana reanimate something with suspend 3 when Tamiyo's in play. It's a real bad seed. Murmuring Mystic's pretty stock out of the opponent's sideboard. Murmuring Mystic or Biogenic Ooze are usually the cards you see.
I would like to test a new hypothesis with you. I know I noted this somewhere.
There's 2 hit doubled excess. That's funny.
Our time together is finished.
Alright, well I said I wanted to draw white sources. Now I would like to draw spells, please, deck. Creature spell, please. Creature spell, please. Creature spell, please. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. Hey, Fish with the 2-month resub. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. If they cast an instant sorcery here, I'm going to concede. Alright. Saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Opponent is, at least the opponent is like as equally as unlucky as we are. It's nice to play against someone who has as bad beats as we do. Yeah. They do have a draw 2 hiding in their lands. You're not wrong. And like, they get to keep the Murmuring Mystic here, but they're going to 4, and they don't get to activate their Memorial to Genius now. Which is like, pretty good for us. And I have plenty of Priest fodder from here on out. It's like, they're actually dead on board.
Let us see if your
That's
talents
rude.
are worth cataloging.
So, they're actually not in that good of a spot, right? Because I attack with everything, they're obligated to Root Snare, and then I Priest them in response to the Root Snare, right? So, like, they're not going to die this turn, but they are losing their Murmuring Mystic. Or they don't understand how priest works and they're dead. Oh, Tamio does prevent it, doesn't she? God bless us. Well, at least the out of they didn't know how their cards worked. I didn't know how their cards worked, but thankfully they didn't either. How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you are someone who enjoys constructed best of 3 Magic, this is definitely a channel for you. We play a ton of different decks here, and I change decks every 60 minutes to 2 hours, so you get a lot of variety. As always, I'd like to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to take a quick second and plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their standard, modern, or legacy tournaments, you can check out their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG series. I'm also planning on playing in their next 2 tournaments myself, so if you want to check out me playing some paper Magic, be sure to tune in for their modern tournament later this month or their standard tournaments next month. BCW Supplies are the ones that you hear occasionally, protecting my very valuable paper Magic the Gathering cards using code Jeff10 at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. PlayDKP.com would love to have you check out their very wonderful, unique product, the Dragon Claw. I would like to help you keep track of your cards when you want to game on the go in a car or an airplane or playing outside. Using code Jeff5 at checkout, you can save 5% on your Dragon Claw there with them. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out to the Hoaglandia. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate you choosing to spend part of your day here with us. Remember, if you are a new viewer and you're enjoying the decks that I play or the way I break down my lines while I play, be sure to hit that follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything. It'll let you know when I go live and what. So it turns out Esper range is better than Grixis mid-range in almost every conceivable way. Yep, that does not surprise me, PR. Honestly, we're going to play some more Blue-Black Kefnet later today. It really feels like... we didn't win a match, Marty. It really feels like... I'm not sure Grixis is even better than Blue-Black. Like, Blue-Black just has good tools, and it has very clean mana. It's another Reclamation matchup. Smells like it.
Show remorse. I'll show. No, I am not making this up as I go.
Alright, we hit the land here at least, so that's nice. That was step 1.
This is hardly my worst.
Get a do-over here to see if our beating Reclamation last match was a fluke or if we can do it again. Nexus of Fate was a unique card. It was the first time it's ever been printed. Alright, so what do I want to do here? I think I actually just want to play 3 2-drops. And just, like, have double priest going, so that way I can try and kill them through their fogs. I was debating if I wanted to jam Oketra here, but jamming Oketra is pretty bad against, like, a blink of an eye or a bounce spell. There's, like... there's like a dozen different ways they could have made Nexus of Fate not be the offensive pile of crap that it is, and they chose to do none of them because they wanted it to be offensive, or they just didn't know what they were doing, one of the two. Yeah, 10 out of 10, Johnny. Oh, that's true. Putting a bunch of 2s into play is bad against Blast Zone.
It's an honor to meet you. I think you will find my notes helpful.
Your liability is showing, yep. I mean, it's not even necessarily malicious. It could be that, like, the type of gameplay that Nexus generates is the type of gameplay Wizards wants to exist in Magic. Like, that could be the case, too. Maybe it's not, they didn't do it because they think it's bad, they did it because they think it's good. Think I do this? Why are there no Mortifies in here? You mean these 3 copies in my main deck? As always, the deck list is on your screen. You can also type ! deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. Dubby, thank you for the 7-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It's bad. What's going on, Dub? I've got 1 drop into 2 drop into a Despark. It's not amazing, but it's what we've got. Fear the cat. That's not the spell I was hoping to draw. Get him, kitty, get him. PKF coming in hot with the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Oh, 2 reclamations. All right, well. How far are we into this deck? This is our second match. We've been playing this deck for about 20 minutes. Yeah, I heard a few people saying they think the Bant Splash is the future of the Reclamation deck. I had a little bit of disruption here, but my clock is not particularly fast. Although I suppose next turn I can sacrifice my Cruel Celebrants to the cat. Yeah, Despark's a very good card against a lot of decks in this format. Hey, look, it's a 3rd Wilderness Reclamation. That's completely reasonable and beatable. Are they dead? Are they dead? Am I complaining for nothing? They might be dead, right? I think they've actually died. Oh, I only have to sacrifice 1. I don't know why I thought this was sacrifice 2 things. It'd actually be better for me here if it was sacrifice 2 things. Gosh, we're so close! We're so close, kitty! We're not gonna get another turn, chat. We're not gonna get another turn. So, one thing that's interesting, because I drew the land there, I could have sacrificed this to start and then sacrificed another one. It drains for a little bit less, but I actually would have gotten there with the land hit. Thanks for the Ebs in Hero deck. It's been very fun. Next one is Green, Red, Sark, and Aggro. Thanks for the 4 months, Potato. Yeah. Yeah, the Sarkin deck is, that's a Deputy of Detentions. Yikes. Alright. Yeah, the Abzan Hero deck is pretty reasonable. The fact that it gets to play Trophy, Mortify, and Despark means there's a pretty okay Reclamation matchup. I know they have a Blast Zone, Marty. They have a land that kills me. Your move, Yugi boy. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Listen, Magic's a tough game, chat. Magic's a tough game. Very skill intensive. Better player always wins, etc., etc. Hopefully we make it to a match where there's no Oketras are good at some point. Four mana Hornet Sting, yep. Love tap, baby love tap, baby love tap, baby love tap. Love tap, baby. Do 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 be do 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 do. Pretty easy mulligan here. Game like doesn't have perfect. I say we're lacking disruption. Despark qualifies. We have good pressure here though. Gutterbones into Tithe Taker is like some of the best you could ask for in terms of pressure for the start of our deck start. Yeah, true. The Celebrants were good again. So. Tap free me, daddy.
This isn't a fight you can win. Let's try this.
Yeah, he's foil, so we call him Gutterbones. Cause he's pretty. Do 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 do. Do you prefer bits or donation via the email you linked if I listed? Whatever's easiest for you. The golden rule of customer service is don't complain about how people want to send you money. So whatever is your preferred method of transferring me currency, transfer in that manner. I just put the link to the Streamlabs in there because it's the quickest way without having people like go through and like buy bits and stuff like that. But if you prefer bits, by all means, biddies are great.
I'll protect you.
Give me my boot. Is Dreadmalkin better than Huntsman is? I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, 100 bits is $1.
It's only a matter of time.
Is there a pretty Sorin? I'm not sure. So, like, I'm, like, taking their stuff off the table, but the problem is I'm, like, not really disrupting them while doing so. Swift, I would encourage you to look at my deck list before making card suggestions. Please and thank you.
I abhor my blood.
Sorin makes a really pretty dragon with Sarkid. They've been in the main since we started, actually, Swift. Have a Despark is a little bit of activation, has a little bit of stuff to do. If I get a turn with this priest, I get to get rid of this, get my Tithe Taker back. Sorin could rebuy the Cruel Celebrant. Trying to get going that way. Alright, this is the part where we Despark, they bounce or counter, we die. Sorin doesn't hit creatures. Oh, we did it! There's only 3 cards in their bin so far, too. Playing Teferi gives them a really big leg up in the mirror. Looking for a Mortify here. Get to draw 3 cards to find it. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, this might be the first good black-white deck we've played. It's the first one where we're playing this matchup, but I'm not just like wanting to take my deck and throw it in a garbage can, so that's a good sign. Cruel Celebrant. I'm glad we played games with Cruel Celebrant. It's been very good here alongside Priest. And being able to kill through fog is super appealing. Is drawing 3 cards good? Well, sometimes drawing 3 cards is good. This is not one of those times, but, you know, on average, drawing 3 cards is good.
I demand servitude.
Okay. Yep. Yep. I don't think our mana base supports casting Benalia. It does not. Yeah, and so someone had asked about Hunted Witness versus Dreadmalkin. The reason why Dreadmalkin's the one we're playing is if you look at our mana here, we only have 14 white total. I wonder if 14 white could be a reason to not play God-Oketra. Do I want to get a 15th white mana in here? I probably do. I added Memorial to Folly. I'm going to add a 15th white mana. I definitely added God-Oketra without looking at the mana, but I also added a land. For the Naya Featherless. Sounds good, Majik. Thanks for the support. Happy to get that added in there. I don't really want to go up a land. Yeah, I think because I added a land, I should add a white source. Seems really good. 1, 2, 3. It's just elementary. What could it be? So, Frank Karsten's numbers aren't telling you yes or no. Frank Karsten's numbers are telling you what number of mana sources you need to be 90% to cast your spell on curve. So if I want to be better than 90%, I should play more than that. Is the TLDR. How do you determine when to add a guild gate for the extra double land, even if it's tilted? All based on math, Dallas. All about that sweet, sweet mathematics. Sure, Frank's numbers should be considered the bare minimums for reasonable deck building, not the maximum that you should hit and then stop all the time. I'm going to trade this in to draw a card here. If you read what Frank actually wrote and don't just blindly look at the tables and ignore all the text, you'll understand that, what I said. Hey, well, Gwen, thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Hope you're having an excellent Wednesday. Caleb's probably playing in the Twitch Rivals thing, Marty. there's a limited Twitch Rivals tournament going on today. What if we make my cat huge? I have no idea, D-Prince. That's why we're playing games to try and figure it out. So, like, I could have sacrificed this to trade for both of their things here, but I'm not sure I really want to let them draw another card off this hero. Cruel Celebrant with Gutterbones here, looking quite excellent. Scrand the man coming in with the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, Celebrant again looking very good here. And this is again, like, if you listen to my feedback at the start of the video talking about this card, this is why I think it's important to play with cards, even if your initial evaluation is they might not be good. There is no substitute for first-hand experience in Magic. The game just has too many moving parts and variables. Want to actually just get that actual practice in. Massacre Girl sounds great here. I agree. What do I want to trim? Yeah, Malakin's a good example of that as well. I agree. Malakin's been very reasonable. Is Tithe Taker a cut here? Is that somewhat reasonable? Our Midnight Reaper was okay in that game. I think I want to cut my X1s in the face of Judith. Our Midnight Reapers were okay that game, but I think on average they're going to be a little bit bad. Yeah, I don't think I want 4 Reapers. I think some of them to generate some card advantage is probably fine, but I think I don't want all of them. This seems not unreasonable. Mortify versus Cast Down. They played Judith, so I think Mortify is better. You want me to bring the curve down by trimming an Oketra? That's probably not unreasonable. I don't hate that. I think some powerful top end is good, but I am bringing in 4s here and some 5s. Maybe Massacre Girl's not actually good here. Yeah, let's find out. Let's find out. Yeah, I don't know, Drex. I feel like without Priest, like, the reason why Celebrant's been good in this deck is in large part due to Priest. So, like, the Absent Hero deck doesn't play Priest, which changes that dynamic a lot, I think. Would Obnix's Cruelty serve better than Cast Down? Why do you think Obnix's Cruelty would be better than Cast Down, McLeod Sauce? Can you explain? Help us understand. Huh? Rude. Yeah, the production quality on the Twitch Rival stuff is like A++. I think I'm gonna do that. Brutal. Oh, they just don't have anything going on. That's really good for me. Was hoping to draw a land there. This might be illusion. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to kill Priest or Midnight Reaper here. I like that observation. I like there's a chance my opponent's not playing enchantment, so maybe what's it called is just better than Mortify, Obnix's Cruelty. But I don't have Obnix's Cruelty in my 75 right now is the point, I think. Man, if we draw a 1 or 2 mana creature next turn and we get to get this God-Eternal going, this game's gonna end real fast. I think they need to activate the Priest and try and hit a live one here. I like my opponents being aggressive here. Oketra's just gonna bury them otherwise. Yep. Moving on up. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, I think Oketra and Kefnet are probably my picks for the 2 best gods. Yeah, Oketra feels very similar to Dimpizit, and that untapping with her generally means you win the game. Easy mulligan. Reasonable keep. I would like the record to reflect that this is the 24th land I added to this deck. Hey, look, it's a 3rd Wilderness Reclamation deck. We've got like the dream team though. Midnight Reaper, Cruel Celebrant, Priest is like our 1, 2, 3 that we really want in a matchup like this. I'm gonna lead on this, see if they take the bait. They did not, unfortunately. Oh, no counterspell. God bless us, everyone. Yeah, unfortunately his comment didn't age very well. This is an excellent draw. What deck am I shuffling? I have a casual red-green madness deck from my childhood. Bye, Felicia.
Hurry! Only time will tell.
I think I just want to be. I want to add creature to the board, but I also want to be mana efficient.
Through feud or feast, your blood is mine. Embrace the bloodlust.
So this does sacrifice 2 things. I only do 6 here. I can only do 6 here. Oh, I can mortify my own thing. Alright, so they're dead if they don't have a counterspell, right? Oh gosh, did we find a black-white deck that doesn't suck against Wilderness Reclamation? Is this it? Is this a black-white deck that doesn't suck against Wilderness Reclamation? That would make me feel things, chat. It would make me feel things. Oh! I can also have Priest make us sack a creature. Any number of target players. Yeah, that's a good catch. That's a good catch. Priest can target us as well. That is an excellent... Thanks for pointing that out. I definitely hadn't thought about that. We have a command for skeleton. I knew there was a skeleton command somewhere. Is this keepable? I feel like it's not. I feel like it's not. How do I feel right now? Incredibly lucky. Every time I beat Reclamation, I feel like I can unclench my butt cheeks and stop hoping that they didn't have it, because they just happened to brick off. It's an incredibly unsatisfying experience, in my opinion. A good draw. Or not. Or it wasn't particularly good. Got it? Oh, magic. Birdman, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I elected to get my priest down rather than kill the reclamation because I expect to see them Krasis for 4 here. And when they Krasis for 4, they're not going to be able to Nexus of Fate this turn because they only have 6 mana. Obviously, I'd feel bad here if they hit like a bounce spell for this or if they have a counter spell, but I think that's the play to win line is doing this. Have to Despark now as a sorcery because I don't have any black mana except for what's floating. Electron, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Now, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Or would Gideon be okay? If I wasn't gonna play Oketra, I'd probably play like more Sorin or something like that. Oketra's pretty good. They do serve kind of different roles, though.
Time for Plan B.
Do I want to just draw 3 here? I think I do. This means I can't kill this. I could see New Liliana fulfilling a similar role. Finally taking the plunge and subscribing. It appears that we are getting
You know what? I'm not
POFG to work. Great Austin, is there any space to add Taya to capitalize? No, I think a card like Taya or Tesa is just not particularly good. I think a card is kind of a classic definition of what I would describe as a win more Magic the Gathering card. So, and what I mean by that is Taya is the situations in which Taya is going to be good are situations where you're already winning. Generally speaking, whenever we're activating Priest of the Forgotten Gods, we should be winning that game to begin with. So you don't want to put cards in your deck on average that are only good when you're already winning. Alright, well, we don't have a lot going on, but neither do they, so go, I guess. I'm not going to sacrifice the Spirit to the Dreadmalkin, even though it could increase our clock, because my opponent's deck contains a lot of cards that bounce creatures, so I would prefer my threat stay diversified across 2 cards here.
I am Sorin, Lord of Innistrad.
I'm gonna get back a Midnight Reaper here. Just add the most pressure to the table.
I require your body, not your soul.
I don't really have strong opinions on artwork, Turkey.
What a mess I've made.
What a mess I've made. So they'll be dead next turn, right? I mean, like, we've killed some stuff. Yeah, we've played against Reclamation 3 times so far with this deck. You probably want to play Reassembling Skeleton if you don't have wild cards for Gutterbones, but it is going to be quite a bit worse in my opinion. Reaper does not draw from tokens, so you're incorrect that eating the spirit token would replace it. Yeah, the big problem with Teysa is that she's just not individually powerful, and you basically would rather have an individually powerful card every single time.
Every story is an opportunity for new data.
Yep, that's how Hydroid creases.
The storied past holds our future.
Oh, just 9? That's it? Just 9?
Our time together is finished.
How dead are we? Very, very dead. That game was a good example of we had a lot of disruption, but we didn't have meaningful pressure while we were disrupting them. And my opponent did gain a little bit of life. So like the small amount of pressure we had was like thoroughly offset by the amount of life my opponent was gaining. This hand's very reasonable. This is a good example of why Gutterbones is so important. Because in matchups like this, where we're the beatdown and we need to be the aggressor, Gutterbones just provides our most aggressive starts possible. This wouldn't be possible with any other card. It just like has 2 power for 1 mana. Deal 4, draw 3. Good luck, Godspeed. And if they kill my priest, they're dead, right? I just like have 6 power. What do you got? Nothing! You got nothing! Alright, well, we've stuffed Reclamation in a box every time we've played it. I do not, lazy man. I think the number of multicolored cards you need to make a card like Hero of the Precinct 1 good is like 20 plus. This deck has nowhere near 20 plus. Cast the Mortify to send a message. That's probably a good call. Just be like, you get nothing! Dreadmalkin's been playable. I'm hesitant to call it good or great, but playable. Playable is the line I'm looking for, and it feels like it meets that line. Holy crap! I don't know what to do with my hands, chat. It's not a reclamation deck. Can anybody know what we're supposed to do here? Yeah, the fact that it's been able to sacrifice things has been important. I agree with that. Firm agreement with that. A little variety in our lives. Sounds most excellent. Let's do this. We do have 2 Massacre Girl on the board. In my experience, talking to lots of Magic players over the years about lots of different decks, basically everyone in the world thinks their mono red and thinks their aggro matchups in general are much better than they actually are. People always think they dump all over these decks, then all of a sudden the opponent just like curves out and you're just like, I don't know what happened. I don't know, I'd say I dealt with that so much during grad school, but it's definitely something that I definitely think about, that crosses my mind a lot with my job here on Twitch now, HCSR. Just like the idea that like I do what I do and people like employ me to do it feels weird sometimes because my job is strange. Tempo. So next turn we'll probably go Taker plus Priest. And then we can follow it up with like double Cruel Celebrant to drain them a bit. How does Tithe Taker slow them down, Captain Command? How does playing Tithe Taker slow them down? Yeah, we're playing Oketra because of her text box. So, one of the things that this archetype has a really hard time with is the card Cry of the Canarium, which Oketra allows you to sidestep very nicely. Yeah, if we draw another Afterlife 2, we'd be in a really good spot. So I think I just do this. Sure, Fohawk, and then you miss your 3rd land drop and they kill you anyways. Nice deck. Now, I think I want Cruel Celebrant triggers here. You're saying I could play 1 Cruel Celebrant and then play Seraph of the Scales? I could see that being okay. I mean, I'm getting to be mana efficient here. I have Gutterbones in my bin. So I'm not losing mana efficiency with my line.
Here we go.
No blocks here. I think it's important that my token be able to serve into Teferi this turn. The fact that Cruel Celebrant triggers on tokens dying is really huge. That locks the game up, right? Because I'm gonna sacrifice these 2 things and then do this, and make a 4/4. The game just like ends on the spot. This is why Oketra is absurd. Drawing Oketra really makes my line of getting Gutterbones back last turn work out super well. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh, this is Welcome to Thunderdome. Welcome to Thunderdome, opponent. Enjoy your stay. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Caribbean, thank you for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. That was thoroughly. Yeah, I enjoyed myself. Was it good for you, opponent? It was good for me. The Dreadkin meows. The Dreadkin meows. That was the cat. That was this cat. For people asking if I have a cat, I do not. That was this card. Alright, so as good as Oketra was there, I think I'm supposed to trim at least one. It might even be right to trim all of them, honestly. I could see a world where trimming most of these is correct. What do we think of this? What do we think of this? I think this seems somewhat reasonable. I have cast downs and Moment of Craving. I don't want too much removal. This seems fine. I think this is a mulligan. Double Sorin's pretty clunky. Yeah, untapping with your 5-drop usually means you're beating the aggro deck anyways, though. Is the problem. Like, most 5-mana spells are great if you get to use them against the aggro deck. Like, the problem is, like, surviving to get there, and, like, not having so many that you get gummed up and die. Glitter bones, click, click, glitter bones, doo doo doo. Bell-Haunt lines up very well in the face of a Danto Vanguard here. However, I am just gonna go ahead and gobble this up, I think. Tastes like chicken. This card is literally foil. It's literally a full art Glitterbones. In fact, that's why I'm calling him Glitterbones, because he glitters.
Let me lead the charge into darkness.
He glitters.
My light. Lend you my strength.
Man, that's a good last card to get. Gosh, that's a good last card to get. Get him, got him good.
Prepare for battle.
Prepare for battle. That was a great draw. Like a fart in the wind, Gideon was gone.
I surrender.
Your move, Yugi boy. I think I just take this hit for 6 here. So I only have 7 permanents here, so I think I just pass back. Actually, that's not true. Let's attack with these. I need to cast down in response to this, because this is almost certain to choose the Marshal here. And once they I don't get a chance to respond to them choosing the Marshal. The top of our deck is feeling hot, hot, hot. Do 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 do. What's going on, Bloodless? I think I full swing here, right? If they block here, they take 6, they go to 4, they're nowhere near killing me on the backswing. No, it's the same as in Paper Kaiser. We might see them go block, block, sack this, protect this. But then I just get to, like, pick this back up and replay it. They save themselves 5 points of damage, though. Yeah, heroic reinforcements would be a beating, but other than that, I think we're in a good spot. If they draw a brick here, they're just like super far behind. Correct. They don't have red. That's why we're not worried about a card like heroic reinforcements. My red friend was okay. First few matches were decent, and then it kind of fell apart. This deck's been very good. Here, I'm gonna play one more with this. This deck's been really great so far. And we're 3-0 against Wilderness Reclamation with it, so that I think we're 5-0 with the deck, because we 3-0'd Reclamation, and we played against Mardu, and we played against White Weenie. Pretty sure that's 5-0. It's like not amazing, but it's fine. Our deck's probably not amazing against Goblin Chain Whirler. Is something to consider. Just something to think about, to pull you, to ground you a little bit for people that are asking, is this the best thing since Sliced Bread? We're probably not good against Goblin Chain Whirler. How did Legacy go? It was alright. The new 3-mana Planeswalkers, Narset and Little Teferi, were both very impressive. The build of Jeskai we played other than that left a little bit to be desired, though. The Spellstutter sprites, notably, were too cute.
It's a beautiful day for chaos, isn't it?
I would bet Oketra gives us a lot of play against Cry. If I twas a gambling man. So they really don't want to fight here. If they fight, they're going to lose their Domri and their Growth Chamber Guardian.
Doing something.
Wonder if there's merit to holding back Enforcer here in the face of a haste creature. Yeah, Enforcer, this is the first matchup we played where Enforcer really shines. It's like a removal spell that leaves a dork behind afterwards.
We won't answer to other guilds.
Wow, just gonna give me the old rundown. Suppose that's fair. They like have another dragon, we're very dead.
The street edges hit harder.
No sword can pierce my scales. Magnificent!
I don't think we ever want to cut all of the Midnight Reapers, but I do think in these aggressive matchups we want to trim 2 of them, just because he's important to be able to accrue card advantage, but drawing multiple of him when our opponent's pressuring our health total tends to be very bad. All right, scale of 1 to dead. Where's this priest at? The real question is, do I want to play the Seraph on curve? I probably do. Saving it for post Oketra is almost certainly greedy. And our deck's full of creatures, famous last words, so hopefully we'll hit one. Just gonna go ahead and mop this up, because I think there's a chance that like their 3-drop here is like Cruel Spellbreaker. On a scale of 1 to disco, this is actually a great draw because it allows me to play a 4-drop here and still hold the Seraph. Hey, CJNJ, thank you very much for the tip. I appreciate it. There's no comment with that. Was that for anything in particular? Is there a deck you'd like to add or bump up with it? As always, the people that support my stuff, I always encourage them to dictate what we do and when we do it. It felt like the Middle Ages here. I need my 1080p, else I get twitchy.
The weak feed the strong.
I got it, CJNJ. For reference, White Weenie's probably a fine archetype to submit, but in the future, please wait until I email you back, letting you know that it's okay to play, because I don't actually say yes to everything, but a stockish tier 1 deck like White Weenie should be fine. Man, you know what green red usually can't kill? A 3/6.
What know you of dragons? Come to me.
Alright. I assume they're going to concede after this turn.
You are bold. Traits. Listen to them roar. A dragon would rather die than lose.
Casual 30, nice aggro deck. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do 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 do. This is the easy game. This is the game we were on the play. The tough one is when we're on the draw against the aggro deck. I don't think I want Moment in this matchup. It's good against, like, exactly Fart Chamber Guardian, but I don't think that's good enough. Kennedy! 3 months in. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Thanks for all the support you've given over the last quarter of a year. As nice as all 6 spell hands tend to look, I can't keep a one-lander here even on the draw, I don't think. Seems like okay. Huh? Gosh, she's just so good in this matchup, chat. Zerta Gublin, you say? What? That's super aggressive. Deal. I am super excited to trade a Gutterbones for this goblin. Maybe they have Collision Colossus? Collision Colossus is what this must telegraph, right? I'm still obligated to block. Just trying to, like, think through why they could make the decision they made. I'm gonna refer to this as Gutterbones every time he's on screen. Would you recommend this deck over the black-white midrange deck we played the other day? 100%. Not particularly close. Was not impressed with the midrange deck we played the other day. This deck felt very reasonable. Alright, Glitz. Really want to draw like a 3 or 4 mana thing to do next turn. Despark would be great too. Priest. Alright, Oh. Yeah, we're definitely behind the 8 ball here. About to get knocked over. That's fine. We're having a good run, right? 6-0. 6-0 is unrealistic. Yeah, Oketra's lack of reach is incredibly disappointing from both a flavor and gameplay perspective. You know, HEH, listening to your comments for the past few days, you want to give up almost instantly all of the time. And trust me when I say you'll be a much better Magic player if you break yourself of that. We're like a Despark away from being in this game.
Nothing disgusts me more than law and order.
Alright, I lied. Now we're dead. We were close. We were close. No, we were on the zero outer once they played the second bird. So, thoughts. Phoenix was the first matchup and card that we played against that felt really incredibly hard. And I would need to play, like I said, I suspect we didn't play against any mono red, but I would suspect that mono red is probably also a difficult matchup for this deck. So I would want to compare what seems harder between mono red and the Phoenix. And I think there's a chance that Obnix's Cruelty could be better than Cast Down in the sideboard. I would, like I said, I definitely would want to get some reps against mono red. Also, I think if mono red ends up being hard, this third Sorin in the sideboard is probably better as a third Bell-Haunt. I think that's probably reasonable. I think I'm gonna put, so I've been waiting to find an Aristocrats list to update for the website, and I think I'm gonna put this 75 up there tonight after I'm done streaming as my recommended Aristocrat decks moving forward. Until we play it again some more. Captain Command with the sub giftee. And welcome DJK. Alright, now I'm going to upload that list to my stream decker here for folks that want it before it goes up on my website tonight. We are going to move along to Bant Hero